Hi all, myself Nisha Sharif, Assistant Professor, Department of Mechanical Engineering, Jyoti Engineering College. In this session, I am going to handle counterflow heat exchanger and how to derive the logarithmic mean temperature difference for counterflow heat exchanger. I already uploaded a video regarding logarithmic mean temperature difference equation for parallel flow heat exchanger. If you understand the derivation of parallel flow heat exchanger, then you can easily derive the equation for counterflow heat exchanger. As the name indicates, the counterflow heat exchanger or in the counterflow heat exchanger, both the fluids, that is hot fluid and cold fluid, moving towards the opposite direction. So let's move to the derivation session.
So next is LMTD or logarithmic mean temperature difference for counterflow heat exchanger. Counterflow means hot and cold fluid passing to the opposite direction. Here we are showing a graph which shows the temperature variation of hot and cold fluid. TH1 is the initial or inlet temperature of the hot fluid. TH2 is the outlet temperature of the hot fluid. And similarly for cold fluid, TC1 and TC2. Unlike parallel flow, TH2 minus TC1 is theta 2. Here is the inlet of the cold fluid because both the fluid travels to the opposite direction. So here TH1 minus TC2 is theta 1. TH1 minus TC2 is theta 1. In case of parallel flow heat exchanger, TH1 minus TC1 is theta 1. Here TH1 minus TC2 is theta 1, and we are considering a strip. Here the temperature is TH for the hot and TC for the cold fluids, and the temperature difference between TH and TC, TH minus TC is equal to theta, TH1 minus TC2 is equal to theta 1, then TH2 minus TC1 equal to theta 2. Okay, d theta is equal to dTh minus dTc. Now, the rate of flow of heat through this elementary area is given by dQ is equal to U dA into TH minus TC for the elementary area, or we can write it as U dA into dt or delta T. Then considering for the hot and cold fluids, dQ is equal to, for the hot fluid, mH minus mH Cph into dTh. Heat rejection happens, so negative sign. Then mc Cpc into dTc. Here also we are giving a negative sign because heat direction is opposite. Okay. Then in counterflow system, the temperature of both the fluids decreases in the direction of heat exchanger length, hence negative sign. Okay. Then we are going to write the equation for dTh and dTc. dTh is equal to minus dQ divided by mH Cph, and dTc is equal to minus dQ divided by mC Cpc. From the above equations, dTh minus dTc is equal to minus dQ into 1 by Ch minus 1 by Cc. So here dTh minus dTc equal to d theta is equal to minus of dQ into 1 by Ch minus 1 by Cc. Okay. Then we are substituting the equation for dQ, minus of U dA into Th minus Tc into 1 by Ch minus 1 by Cc. Okay. Then inserting the value of dQ from the equation. Okay. Then minus U into dA into, instead of Th minus Tc we are giving theta into 1 by Ch minus 1 by Cc. Then the equation becomes d theta by theta. We are rearranging this equation. So d theta by theta is equal to minus U dA into 1 by Ch minus 1 by Cc. On integrating the above equation from 0 to a, integral 1 to 2 d theta by theta is equal to minus u into 1 by ch minus 1 by cc into integral 0 to dA. So the equation becomes ln of theta 2 by theta 1 is equal to minus ua into 1 by ch minus 1 by cc. Then we are giving substitution for ch and cc. We know that for the hot fluids q is equal to ch into th1 minus th2, and q is equal to, for the cold fluid, cc into tc2 minus tc1. From the above equation, 1 by ch is equal to th1 minus th2 divided by q, and 1 by cc is equal to tc2 minus tc1 divided by q. Substituting the values of 1 by ch and 1 by cc into the equation, we get ln of theta 2 by theta 1 is equal to minus ua into th1 minus th2 by q minus tc2 minus tc1 by q. So minus ua divided by q we are taking outside, q into, and we are rearranging the terms, th1 minus tc2 minus of th2 minus tc1. So the equation becomes minus ua divided by q into th1 minus tc2 means theta 1 minus theta 2, and we are putting the negative sign to the inside section, ua by q into theta 2 minus theta 1. So q is equal to, heat transfer q is equal to ua into theta 2 minus theta 1 divided by ln of theta 2 by theta 1. U is, we all know that q is equal to ua into theta m, where theta m is equal to theta 2 minus theta 1 divided by ln of theta 2 by theta 1, which is equal to LMTD for the counterflow heat exchanger. A special case arises for the counterflow heat exchanger, that is, there is a chance for theta 1 equal to theta 2. In that case, LMTD becomes 0. Okay, we know that theta m is equal to theta 2 minus theta 1 divided by ln of theta 2 by theta 1. If theta 2 equal to theta 1, the LMTD equation becomes 0. In that case, you have to select the equation for heat transfer like this. Q is equal to U into A into theta. Okay. Theta m for a counterflow heat exchanger is always greater than that for the parallel flow unit. Hence, the counterflow heat exchanger can transfer more heat than parallel flow one. In other words, a counterflow heat exchanger needs a smaller heating surface for the same rate of heat transfer. For this reason, the counterflow arrangement is usually used. When the temperature variation of the fluids are relatively small, the temperature variation curves are approximately straight line, and adequately accurate results are obtained by taking the arithmetic mean temperature difference, that is AMTD. AMTD is equal to TH1 plus TH2 divided by 2 minus TC1 plus TC2 divided by 2. Okay, thank you friends.